Arrival. When I arrived in the town, the air felt heavy. The sun was setting, but darkness had not fully fallen yet. The bus stopped, the doors opened, and I stepped out. The driver didn't say a word. He closed the doors and drove away, leaving behind only dust and a low hum. Then, silence. An unsettling silence. The town's name was written on a sign, but several letters were missing. It was hard to read, as if someone had tried to erase it on purpose. The streets were empty. Houses stood quietly, no lights, no movement. Curtains were drawn. There was a sense of life, but no living presence. The reason I came here was an old envelope I carried in my pocket. It belonged to my grandfather. Before he died, he never explained anything, but he kept this letter hidden. Inside was a single sentence. Truth lives inside what has been abandoned. There was also an address. Outside the town. Inside the forest. An old government building. The town's reaction. I walked toward the center. A small grocery store stood open. When I entered, the man behind the counter slowly lifted his head and stared at me. His eyes were empty. It felt like he recognized me, but refused to remember. I tried to ask for directions. Before I could finish my sentence, he interrupted. "Don't go there." When I asked why, he didn't answer. Instead, he reached under the counter and placed a rusty key on the surface. "If you come back," he said quietly, "leave this here." In this town, no one answered questions, yet everyone knew exactly what you were asking. The road. The road leading into the forest was narrow and neglected. Trees leaned inward, closing above the path. There was no wind, yet the leaves moved, as if something unseen was passing through them. Old signs lined the road. Warning signs. Most had fallen over. One still had readable text. "Entry is not forbidden. Return is not guaranteed." That was the moment I knew I should turn back. But my feet kept moving forward. The building. The building rose from the heart of the forest, large, gray, and completely silent. Its windows were dark, yet I felt movement inside. The door was not locked. When I stepped in, a sharp smell hit me. Dampness, rust, mold. The corridor stretched far ahead. Scratches covered the walls. Some looked childish. Others appeared to have been carved in desperation. My footsteps echoed. But sometimes, the echo came late. The marks. As I explored the rooms, it became clear this place had once been full of people. Beds, desks, chairs, all abandoned in a hurry. Names were carved into the walls. Most were scratched out, but one appeared again and again. The same name. My name. The lower floor. When I descended the stairs, the air grew colder. The lower level had no lights, yet it wasn't completely dark. At the end of the corridor stood a heavy door. No number, no label. Inside were a table, a chair, and stacks of files. Each file bore the name of someone from the town. Inside were photographs. Every face looked the same. Empty. The truth. I opened the notebook on the table. The first page was written in my grandfather's handwriting. "If you've found this place, then it's your turn." This building was an archive. A place where people stored the things they wanted to forget: pain, guilt, fear. They came here, left everything behind, and returned incomplete. But the building, it never truly let anything go. The encounter. I heard a voice behind me. "Did you come to remember?" I turned. Someone stood in the doorway. The face was familiar. It felt like looking into a mirror. "This place called you," he said. That's when I understood. I had never really left. The loop. When I stepped outside, the town was alive. People filled the streets. They were laughing. Then, all at once, they turned and looked at me. The clock tower was running. The same time. I was part of the town now. The end. Now I'm telling you this story. Because one day, you might find an envelope too. With a single sentence inside. Truth lives inside what has been abandoned. And when that day comes, you will remember me. But it will already be too late.